This is the Gatekeepers Podcast with Billy Grove. Billy is an innovative leader in the industry who loves teaching others how to build quality fence. So kick back, grab a cold beverage, and get ready to talk about fence. Today's show is sponsored by Mr. Fence Academy, National Metal Industries, and GURY. If you're looking to hit the next level in your fence company, check out Mr. Fence Academy. Real fencers, real job sites, real training equals real results. And now, live from the Mr. Fence Academy studios, here's your host, Billy Grove.
Man, I thought I had it all good. And the camera turned on me. I forgot my microphone. Guys, what's going on? Happy Tuesday. We're in here like swimwear. I hope everybody's had a wonderful past week. Hello, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. I have an in-house, in-studio guest tonight. First time. So crazy in over a year. We got Mr. Josh Clark of High Steel Fence. He is our salesman, and we got him in here to tell his story and to give some tips and tricks for our new up-and-coming salesman. Before we get into that, guys, I do have to give a verbal shout out to my sponsors. First and foremost, Mr. Fence Academy right behind me. Look at that, man. I got it right this time. Normally I'm doing this way. www.mrfenceacademy.com, guys. If you're looking to change your fence business for the good, go give it a look. Check it out. If you don't join the academy, at least get yourself to one of those trainings. National Metal Industries, www.nmifence.com. Mr. Mike Levy, y'all go to the website, check it out. If you need privacy slats, vinyl fence, chain link fence, go check them out while you're there. If you get something, ask Mr. Mike Levy to send you one of his mailers. They are awesome. Hands down, one of the coolest mailers I've ever seen. There we go. And last but not least, JC GURY, www.jcgury.com. If you're in the market for fence signs or fence decals, fence stickers, go hit up JC GURY. Wonderful people, awesome signs. And with that, how was your week, man?
Oh, it's been a little slow this week, so let's hope it rolls back around towards the end.
Yeah. I mean, my week was pretty solid, though, I got to say. Got some stuff done. Personal wise, I also got some stuff done. Our bed frame was almost broken, and I just went ahead and just broke it and built a new one like this weekend. So that's done. We were tired of trying to patch a tire, so to speak, on that one. But I hung out with the kids, or the kid, because my son was at his mother's house this weekend. So I hung out with Leilani. We got a new game called What's the Meme? Basically like Cards Against Humanity.
Oh, okay.
Where like you put up like a meme picture and then you got to put like the best thing to it. That was pretty cool, man. We spent like probably 5 hours this weekend playing that.
Dang.
Yeah, man. It was pretty fun. And then we found another way to play it online by doing it reverse, by just drawing the card and then matching the meme to it. That was all right too. But yeah, man, it was overall a great weekend, great week. Going to Panama City tomorrow.
Yeah, y'all gonna go close a big one out.
Yeah,
finally.
About damn time, huh?
Yeah,
heck yeah.
I need everybody back here on the projects that I've been selling. So.
You've been rocking it out, have you? Ooh, excuse me, that just snuck up on me. Like normally I mute myself. All right, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself to our viewers and our listeners for those who don't know you.
All right. My name is Josh Clark. I am Fence Sense on Instagram. I've been in the fence industry 3 years now. Man, I tell you, I absolutely love it. I'm kind of glad that Chris stumbled across me. I get to use my favorite thing to do and talk to people every day. And it's just pretty cool. High steel's awesome.
Hell yeah, we are. What'd you do before the fence game?
I spent 10 years in the vending industry. I filled candy machines, started out at the bottom, and when I left there, I was opening what they call micro markets. It's like the mini convenience stores inside of like your hotels, big businesses, that kind of stuff. I opened the first one in Pensacola. Definitely a big accomplishment. Love selling that kind of stuff. I did that for 10 years, and then I went to work at a chemical plant. Made a lot of money, but it sucked. Working shift work is terrible.
Yes, it is.
Don't let anybody ever tell you it's great. The paychecks are nice, but the being away from home, family, all that, and then ran across Chris, and he was looking for somebody, and I just jumped on board and haven't looked back since.
Hell yeah, man. I love it. So tell everybody, because I know this, but like, what was the first time you went to Fence Tech or the Fence Show? What was your...
Oh man, let me tell you. So I'd been to like vending shows and stuff before. There was a couple I attended every year, and when I went to Fence Tech, it was definitely eye-opening.
Yeah.
I wish they could take that and put that out into the world to everybody. Like when you go, that experience, because definitely brings a different light to fencing. It's not just to fence in somebody's backyard,
right?
You know, the stuff that they have from Sean's Tools, Mr. Fence Tools, SWI stuff, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it blows my mind. You know, somebody said, this will work here. And then they go out and build something and they sell it to everybody.
Absolutely.
And what's crazy is they don't keep it to themselves. You know, in the vending world, if you got something ahead of somebody, you held on to, you didn't tell anybody. You know, we're here, like somebody learns a trick, like, hey, let me show you something. Like, wait, you're like competition. What are you doing?
Oh, dude, that's one of my favorite things, man.
So, it definitely makes the industry better, you know, and they educate so much when you go to those things, man. And the networking is so powerful. It's not even funny.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I pick the phone up right now and call somebody that's, you know, 103,000 miles away, and they'll give me answers to questions, you know? So
same. So speaking of Fence Tech, guys, Fence Tech is coming up this month. I think it's in what, 2 weeks?
2 or 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Guys, if you're not there, get there. I will not be there this year, unfortunately. But that's just because my schedule is jam-packed for the first 6 months of the year. I am talking about jam-packed. I'm going out of town basically twice a month.
Yep.
For the first 6 months. So I chose to stay home for Fence Tech just because kind of wanted to be home as long as I could before I start hitting the road.
I don't know, all these trainings we got here, man. I put a lot of weight on my shoulders there, buddy.
I know.
So at least to make sure y'all got jobs to do.
I know. I mean, really, all you gotta do is just sell some aluminum.
I know. Jeez Louise. I seen that schedule roll out. I was like, oh, okay. So
I saw that roll out and I instantly tagged you on Facebook. I was like, buddy, you better start selling them.
Yeah. Checkmate. Let's see what you can do, buddy. You want to talk all that big game? But
all right. Well, hey, look, guys, we got a couple people in the chat so far. We got Mr. Stainmaster, Mr. Bang, Justin Menesis. Good evening. How are you doing, sir? Love what you're doing with your podcast, man. I love watching you grow, dude. More power to you. Keep going. And like I said, whenever you were first getting started, man, if you got any like technical questions, feel free to hit me up. I'll answer them all. Let's see. We got Mr. Shane Catton on. What up, y'all? What's going on, bud? I saw you on the women of FWA's podcast tonight. I almost got tongue tied with that.
That was it. Yeah. Shane's a good dude, man. I can pop questions off of him. And he always answers my calls. He never knows what he's getting when I call him. But he usually leads me in the right direction. So.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. But there we go. We'll hit a couple more. Mr. Justin Menesis says, the fence community is awesome. I'm a stainer and hope to take what I learned from the fence ranks back to the staining industry. Share knowledge and experience. Absolutely, man. That's one of my favorite things, to be honest with you. It's why I'm in the position I'm in. So I love teaching people. I love showing, even if I'm not teaching you something, if I'm just showing you a little trick that I've learned just from being in the field, that's my gig.
Well, and if Billy doesn't know, he knows who to call. Trust me.
Yeah.
I've seen that before. He's like, hang on, let me make a phone call.
Absolutely. I've had to call Sean a couple times in my time at High Steel, and all of the times I've called him, he's like, That's a good thing you called me. I was like, yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Because I was stumped. I was stumped. It doesn't happen often where I'm like, you know, I don't know. I'm not sure. So, you know, it's a good thing. What we're trying to say is it's a good thing to go to these fence shows. If you're on the fence about going to some of the fence shows, just do it, because the networking that you do will last you years and years and years. And I'm telling you right now, Josh just said it. I can pick up the phone and say, for instance, I want to call Victor Vasquez. I can pick up the phone right now and he might not answer, but he's going to call me back within 24 hours.
Yep.
And it's the same thing with a lot of other people around the country. Making those connections is very valuable in the long run, because like I just said, if you get stumped on something, if it's not something that you do every single day, but you know a guy who does it every single day and you get stumped, just call him up, man. Ask him.
Well, you know, even like in my role, you know, I'm not necessarily building fence every day, but, you know, I can keep an eye on what's going on in the market. You know, we have about 300,000 people here. And I know some other guys in other cities that are about that same amount. It's nice to call them and be like, hey, man, I'm getting my butt kicked this week. Like, we can't turn anything. What's going on? How's yours going? And they're like, oh, man, same, you know, or hey, go try this. I got a group of guys. We kind of bounce stuff off each other, and it definitely helps, especially when you're in a bind and you hadn't sold nothing in a couple of days. Like, okay, let's hit the road and let's see what's going to go on.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's throw something at the wall, see what sticks, right?
Yep.
And
someone will tell you, don't try that. You know, that's a bad idea.
Those are honestly like some of the best pieces of like advice is whenever somebody tells you not to do something, because they've obviously learned the hard way to not do that.
100%.
Right? Right. And those are the best lessons learned, or the losses, because you'll probably never do it again.
Nope. Yeah. And you know, the fence sales, you know, it's such a cutthroat thing on that side of it, you know, sometimes. And it's like, you know, you call a guy up like, hey man, I'm getting my butt kicked on pricing and this kind of stuff. And they're like, man, just keep doing your thing. You know, you're doing all right. You're not losing anything. So
But all right, let's see. We got Mr. Justin says, enjoying my last energy drink.
True.
Enjoying your show. Good Lord, man. You you drink them things all day long, don't you? It's crazy. I gave up, for the most part, caffeine probably 10 years ago. I have a Coke at lunch just to boost my sugar levels up. And I have 1 cup of coffee in the morning, and that's my for my
not
caffeine.
Me, I'm hammering them all day.
So. Oh no, I know. Oh no, I know. You and Chris always have the monsters. I'm like, no, man. And I actually put myself in the hospital whenever I was in my 20s from an energy drink overdose.
Holy cow.
Yeah, bro. I burnt off the inner liner of my esophagus.
Holy crap.
Yeah, man. But I was drinking like eight of those tall boy Rockstars a day. Yeah. So I completely cut that out a long time ago. But hey, man, more power to you for like drinking the bangs. Put a little stain in there, right? Because I do watch your videos, so there's that. But all right, man, we're gonna get to some tips and tricks for our new sales guys, sales tactics, some of the things that Josh does as a rock star. I'm not just trying to boost his ego. Josh is a rock star salesman. Lights out. I know I'm making you blush over here, but lights out salesman, guys. He can pretty much sell ice to an Eskimo. So, you know, for the new guys out there who are struggling to get sales day in and day out, what are some of the tips that you got for them?
So the biggest thing I have, I learned this a long time ago. Go find you a mentor. Doesn't have to be in fencing. It can be somebody's buddy that sells cars. It could be somebody who, you know, is in the vending world. I have a very good mentor that I've known for years. He was my old boss. Guy taught me all kinds of crazy stuff about dealing with customers and, you know, just selling in general. But I would say a big key asset to being a good salesperson is finding a mentor, finding somebody who's been in the game. My father-in-law, he's been a sales guy for a very, very long time. And I ask him stuff and he looks at me like I'm crazy sometimes. So I would definitely tell you that's a big thing to try. Don't be afraid to get out and introduce yourself to people. I always tell people when they're trying to hire somebody to be a salesman, pull up to a house, jump out, and go knock on the door and see if the guy follows you. If he doesn't follow you, he's not going to sell. Somebody you can't sell afraid. No is okay. Being an athlete growing up, you learn striking out, you just get back up and go again.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So that's the big thing is you can't be afraid. Find somebody to help coach you along. Nobody's perfect at this. There's a lot of free content out there. Filter through it. Some of the stuff will get you in a bind 9 ways. And then the other thing is, as far as like truly selling, you're not selling, you're educating.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody tells you they're a salesman, they're lying to you. They're an educator. A good one is. Good sales guy is always a good educator.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of the aspect I took in fencing. I mean, I know more about it now than I ever wanted to know.
Yeah.
I took a role last year. I was like, you know what? I'm going to learn as much as I can about chain link. Man, I know so much about chain link now. It kind of blows my mind. Sometimes people ask me a question like, you know how to build that? I'm like, no, but I can tell you how.
And one of your bucket list things is doing a like baseball field, right?
Yep, that's on my bucket list to do. I want us to be in a good place. I've got a couple of cards in my pocket that I can call when it's time to do that. But that's definitely on my list of things to do.
Yep. So guys, if anybody's watching locally and needs a new baseball field fence, get at your boy. Speaking of get at your boy, look at that. We got Mr. Nick Strazik in the house. He says, get comfortable being uncomfortable.
I put that guy through hell. I love him, but man, I deal him some hard cards sometimes, but he's pretty good at resilient about bouncing back. But
he is, guys. We love Nick. And if you don't know, Nick is our production coordinator here at High Steel Fence. And he handles everything that goes into getting ready to put the fence in the ground. He does the production videos, does a great job at that. So that way we're not going out there being detectives. Finding out where the fence goes. He does very detailed fence videos for us to watch. And overall, great human being, guys. Full-time firefighter as well. So there's that.
Dude's got a full plate. He'll come in sometimes, and I feel bad for him, but he gets right after it. He doesn't let anything slow him down.
I know, man. Especially the days where he's worked all night. I'm like, bro, how do you look like that right now? Because if it was me, I'd be like, hey.
It's all right. That one day I catch him sleeping in his office, I'm going to get him. So
that's hilarious. All right. We got Mr. Evan Gardner in the house. Wing Tools, free advertisement, guys. You haven't checked out Wing Tools. If you work with Postmasters, go give it a check. While you're there, buy yourself 2 wing man and 8 wing jacks. I promise you, it'll change the Postmaster game. He says, yo, what is going on, buddy? Not this. Okay, we're gonna do this real quick. Speaking of chain link, boom. We're not gonna bring up that topic. All I'm gonna say about that guy is, can we all just get along?
Hey, why can't we be friends?
Can we? Do we need to sing Kumbaya? Do I did I need to bring my guitar out here, guys? Can we just get along? I mean,
be positive, guys. That's the other thing, man. You start being negative. Negativity breeds negativity.
Absolutely. I'm not going to get on my soapbox about it because there's been too many people on their soapboxes about it all weekend. But guys, just get along, man. You ain't got to love somebody to like somebody, right? So there's that.
Speaking of that, aren't they all on a cruise right now?
Yeah, I was about to say we did miss Yadira's comment, but she is on the fence cruise right now. So
man, I'm gonna tell you what, whatever company puts carpet on those cruise ships, I'd like to know because I'd like to buy stock. Because you put Sean on a cruise ship, can you imagine that?
Dude,
he's gonna walk the carpet off that place,
bro.
So,
bro, I just would love to be a fly on the wall there right now. That has got to be the most funniest shit going on that cruise ship right now. I can only imagine, right? But all right, guys, we got Mr. Evan Gardner says, "Ain't that the truth?" Yes, sir, it is. Keep doing your thing, man. I saw you working in the shop today on some more wing tools. Love it, bro. Love it. All right, bud. So in the sales game, how do you deal with pushback from clients whenever they're really wanting to know all of your process or our processes and procedures, and they don't agree with it?
So a lot of times what I do is I kind of set the groundwork before I even go out there. I kind of let them know the process, let them know what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. Just like the no dig thing, I have a lot of tactics and tools I show them. I can tell you a mechanically inclined person that knows a lot about metals and that kind of stuff, a Schedule 40 pipe blows their mind. So I think a lot of the time is when you educate them about it, it truly helps the process go smoother. I have lots of content, lots of pictures, lots of, pieces I take with me. Vinyl, same way, I had a guy today, he's like, man, that stuff's cheap junk. I'm like, no, it's not. I'm like, let me show you something, because his neighbor had vinyl that he got back in the day when vinyl was junk and has wood posts in the inside of it. And I'm like, man, that's not vinyl. That's not what we do.
And it's bracketed.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Not routed.
You show them, how the rail locks go together and how the post goes together, and the no dig vinyl, and they're just like mind blown at that point. I think, but the biggest thing with the pushback and that kind of stuff is just really educating them.
Yeah. So one of the things that you did at our last training that kind of blew the guys' FDR fence, it just blew their mind, is you said that you have a 4x4 post cutoff and a Schedule 40 post cutoff, and you'll hand it to somebody.
Yep. That's kind of like my trick I've been using a lot of times for the King Plus stuff. Even, I like Postmasters. I'm not opposed to them, but sometimes I'd rather do King Plus. So even when you hand them both of those in their hand, a lot of times they're like, wow, what's the it's a huge difference.
Huge difference.
But a 4x4 and a piece of Schedule 40 pipe that I dug out of the shop. It's amazing how much money I've made off handing those two to somebody, and I actually kind of got the idea when I went to Sean's. They have a rotten post up there. In their little display area. And I was like, man, that's genius,
Right.
Put that beside a Schedule 40 pipe, like, well, that's not ever right.
Right.
So those things are, the little things like that. I mean, just like I have an eye post screwed to a piece of aluminum, a lot of people don't understand that concept. And it's when you start showing people that, like, oh, there's no concrete. It's like, no, you don't need concrete. It's like, take that semi truck and hit that guardrail. Let me know what happens. It's kind of the same concept. So, when you educate people, it really, really makes your job a lot easier. And it makes the install guys' jobs easier because they're not out there trying to explain to Miss Jones while they're driving a post in the ground instead of digging a hole. Had a guy today, brand new house. He paid extra to have sod put all the way to the edge. And I'm like, like the sod, huh? He's like, yeah. I was like, I'm going to dig it up. And he kind of looked at me and I was like, but I do have another method we know how to do that. And he was like, okay, yeah, send me all that. And I was like, okay, I got you,
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. That is a game changer on a new build house that has fresh sod, because I can't tell you how many brand new backyards I've ruined over the years.
I had a guy, man, he was hounding me. He wanted to be cheap. He was going to, do all this stuff to get all these, wanted all this discount. I'm not giving you a discount, period. And I said, look, I can do it where we don't tear your yard up, or I can do it where, traditional digging. Said, oh, no, man, I can't. I was like, okay. Well, he calls as soon as we finish the fence and they draw, man, they destroyed my yard. I said, I told you that. I said, you signed your name beside it knowing that we were going to do that. Yeah. And he was just like, oh, well, I was like, man, being cheap don't pay, bud.
Yeah. Especially when you start getting on the north end of the county and it's a lot more clay instead of.
Oh yeah, because it don't wash away.
It don't wash away, and it hardens up almost immediately when you get it out of the hole.
Yep.
So that is a huge game changer for all of these clients that have just bought brand new homes. They probably spent minimum $300,000 on that home.
Oh yeah.
Plus whatever additives. They've got a brand new, freshly sodded backyard. We don't use any mini skid steers or anything, but even with the little beaver, we're still gonna make a giant mess.
We're gonna make a mess.
We're gonna make a mess. We're going to do dirt work, right? But at the end of the day, like, it's still there. It's still there. So that is a game changer if you're trying to get in the driven post game. What was your take on first getting into it? How did you fix your sales route?
So honestly, when I first started it, I thought y'all were all crazy. I'm like, there's no way we're going to drive a post in the ground, put all this crap on it, it's going to stand it up. And after I seen the video of them trying to blow it down over there, Gas got a video out where they do that, and Sean, I was like, man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And so I had that video. I've got a video of some postmasters being bent to the ground, because I had a lot of pushback from that in the beginning. It's like, oh, well, this guy sells metal posts. It's like, oh, that's cute. Watch this. Right. And I also, in the beginning, I sold it as an upgrade, just because it was one of those things we weren't quite there yet. So I was like, hey, let's put it on there. If it happens, great. If not, great. We haven't lost anything. Let's not lose sales because we're trying to go full no dig.
Right.
So that was kind of a beneficial thing. And people like clicking buttons. So most of the time, upgrade stuff, man, you'd be amazed at what people click on. It's like, okay, cool. Like you wanted all this, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and
speaking of that, you have a lot of those upgrade cells from like people just clicking. It's not just, driven post, non-driven post. We're talking about private line protection. We're talking about doggy windows. He even gets down to doggy windows, guys. I've seen it. I get my job folder and I'm like,
week, so,
all right.
Yeah, he got to put a doggy window in a vinyl fence. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But
I made a cat window in a vinyl fence as well, guys. So if you want to know how to do that, let me know. I'll tell you how to do that one as well.
But yeah, man, you got some, right now everybody's really kind of struggling. It's that time of year. We all know that in the fence world, it's that time of year. So the little bit of upgrades here and there really do help. Don't be afraid to put upgrades on there, from staining to different posts to different kinds of wood, changing something from 4 to 6 foot. Just don't be afraid to try to offer as much as you possibly can, because the more you offer, the more opportunity that's there.
Absolutely.
Don't leave that money on the table. We're all trying to grow and get bigger, so don't leave it hanging out there.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we're hitting our mark for our commercial time. So, guys, we'll be back in, I believe, 2 minutes. So I'll see y'all in 2 minutes. I'm gonna roll the commercial.
Go buy some tools.
National Metal Industries, a family-owned business for 70-plus years, has grown to be recognized for their ability to deliver on not just privacy slats for fence, but all types of fence products. National Metal Industries has all the hardware and tools to get the fence professional in and out of their job with the most ease possible. You can count on National Metal Industries for the most convenient resources in fence products. Visit nmifence.com for more information. As we like to say, you can always pick it right at National. J.C. GURY Signs and Decals has been a trusted name in the sign industry since 1949, with all manufacturing done in-house from start to finish right here in the USA. With 75 years in outdoor signage and roots dating back to the 1920s, J.C. GURY specializes in durable, high-quality signs and decals. In-house screen printing since the 1970s ensures every product meets the highest standards. Visit jcgury.com for more information. Every aluminum sign includes Mylar lamination at no extra cost, extending product life in tough outdoor conditions. For unmatched quality and longevity, visit jcgury.com.
All right, we back. Sorry about that, guys. Got a little getting used to having somebody in the studio again. It's been a long time, so is what it is. All right, guys, go check out nmifence.com. Like I said at the beginning of the show, if you're looking for privacy slats, go get them from nmifence.com. We just got some privacy flats from them, about a month ago?
Yep.
About a month ago. Great products.
They send cool swag, and Billy gives it to everybody but me, just so you know. So,
well, I don't think Chris likes his hat. But no. Also, guys, go check out jcgury.com. If you're in the market for a fence sign, look no further. www.jcgury.com.
Hey guys, and I drive around and look at this all the time. You can ask Billy. I get on to people and get kind of mad about it. Put some freaking fence signs on your work, guys. I mean, that's just, it's wrong not to. I mean, I think it should be required. Just because, you drive through a neighborhood and there's like 10 fences that are put up, and it's like, okay, did he put that up? Did the homeowner put that up, or did it, it's like, we use it. I mean, that's kind of our trademark, that's why it's on there.
Not just that, it's our warranty as well.
Yes,
so
it's the warranty for everything. So, especially if you buy a house and it's got it on there, man, you just made out, you got a gate warranty and you got a, fence warranty. So,
yep. So there's that. People don't know that though. So
you'd be surprised.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every once in a while, you'll get that person who's bought something from us before, like, "Hey, I got one of your fences," and you pull it up, like, "Your name's not at that address anymore. So where are you living at?" You know. So,
Oh man, that's funny. But yeah, guys, put your gate sign or put your fence signs on your fence and get them from jcgury.com.
great people.
Great people, great signs, great product. I just love them. Can't say enough good things about them. I'm gonna get to a couple comments real quick. We got Mr. Mike Moore, the other Mike Moore, not Tallahassee Mike Moore. Always confuses me until I see the my profile picture. He said, "Good idea with bringing the two different materials and letting them compare." Absolutely. And you got Mr. Chris Steele in the house. He says, "Don't be scared to sell upgrades unless you are our competitor. Please don't." Oh man, you've been on one today, haven't you, buddy?
Man.
We loved it though. We loved it. All right, guys. So we're gonna get back into it. We got about 15-20 minutes left. Guys, if you have any questions while watching about sales tactics, sales tips and tricks, feel free to ask. But what's your biggest ace in the hole in your sales game?
I don't know. As far as like a true ace in the hole, I don't know if I truly have one. I'm not afraid to go out and knock on somebody's door and be like, "Hey, what's going on?" I mean, I'm not a big door knocker. I'd rather do that to businesses and that kind of stuff. A lot of times your door knocking guys, they kind of get the door shut in their face, but I mean, that doesn't bother me. It's like, I'll just move on to the next one. As far as a true ace, I don't really have one.
I heard a funny story one time that a GC wasn't answering you back and you mailed him a business card.
Yeah. Look, I had at one time I put a whole bunch of business cards and a bunch of envelopes and just mailed them to every address I could find. Especially getting started out, man. It's a challenge when you get started out. You don't really know if you haven't been in the world. It's definitely a challenge to try to find those connections.
Right.
You build those relationships. You protect those relationships. That's a big thing with any of it. You can't be afraid to stop and knock and go through the list of contractors in your area and go say hello and invite them to lunch. You'd be amazed at where that gets you.
There we go. Heck yeah, man.
A free lunch goes a long ways with some people.
Absolutely, especially free lunch at Cose's.
Yeah, it's kind of pricey. Mike's good people, and that's a great place to eat.
No, great place to eat, man. Great food. If you're ever in the Payson Milton area, if you come to one of our trainings here in Payson Milton, go check out Cose's.
Yes, great food, great people, great environment.
Amazing. All right, guys, we got Justin Meneses says, "If do great work, why wouldn't you want to have name on it? Yeah. Put a good sign up from a great company." Yes, absolutely, man. Couldn't agree with you more. All right, Mr. Chris Steele says Josh wants to win. That's his ace. That is absolutely a fact.
I hate losing.
That's absolutely a fact.
I hate losing. I mean, it's one of those things. I swallow my pride sometimes, but I will do everything I can not to lose.
I remember that chain link job that you lost about a month ago, and you was hot about that shit.
Yeah, I wasn't really happy about it, but hey, you can't win them all. And Chris always tells me, "I can't win them all." I'm like, "Yes, I can." He's like, "No, you can't." He's like, "Keep going." I don't like to lose, but I've been like that my whole life. I was never that kid that you was like, okay to get a participation trophy. Like, I always wanted to be the best.
I mean, it's kind of part of being a true competitor, though, right? True competitors. I mean, we all talk about not being a sore loser and everything, but true competitors, they hate to. Hate to lose.
Yeah, I don't like to lose.
I was the same exact way growing up. I didn't play baseball. I played soccer, but I hated losing.
Yes,
hated losing. Mainly because I played midfield and I ran full speed for 90 minutes, and I was like, if I'm gonna run for 90 minutes full speed, we better win.
Yep.
Right. So that was my take on it. Oh man, we got
oh, my idol's here.
I was about to say we got Josh's idol in the house, Mr. Matt Warner. How are you doing, guys? If you don't know Mr. Matt Warner, Empire Fence and Net, also my salesman, wonderful guy. I think he's like the founder of the Monday morning meetings in the fence industry.
Hey, look, that guy is amazing. He does great stuff. if you need some motivation or some pick me up, go ahead and get on YouTube and any of the social media
Absolutely.
platforms and go watch one of his Monday morning meetings, man. That don't get you fired up, go do something else. Go,
It does.
It
does,
definitely,
man.
and that's kind of like, I don't live far from the shop, and I always listen to motivational stuff on the way in the mornings. You asked Chris this morning. I got out. He was in a mood, and I was ready to go. So it was like let's do this. So yeah,
Oh God.
but yeah, man. And that's one of those things. Like Matt. Matt's got a big business, man. He's huge, and he's got great. But he takes care of his people. And he's one of those guys you can reach out to, and he'll respond. He's one of those people in the industry that truly cares about the industry and cares about others. But I think that's probably one of the reasons why I idol him, because he's got it. He's been up, he's been down, and he's straight up with you. So
what's crazy is whenever I hear Chris tell me that, like, I think we were in Matt's position so 5 years ago we were in 5 years ago today, Matt was in our position where we're at now, at our level of achievement in business. Okay, we'll put it that way. So like whenever I hear that, I'm like, no shit. Like, we're on the cusp, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, I talked to Matt when we were in Vegas, and he's like, don't be afraid, just go sell it. You'll figure it out. I'm like, okay. Chris is like, don't do that yet. We're not there yet. Don't do that crazy stuff. But
I told you that the other night. I told you that the other night. I said, you know what? Just sell it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. So, but that's just how you get there, man. You just, when you get in that position, you make it happen, so
pressure makes diamonds, right?
Yep.
Pressure makes diamonds. So, the more pressure that you have on you at the end of the day, whether it be the install side, the sales side, the better you do. So, the proven fact.
Yeah.
So,
Dylan King, look at that. Hey.
What's going on, buddy? How are you, man? Super proud of you, dude. Love what you're doing up there with your brother.
Guys, watch out. Those two are going to be a force to be reckoned with.
They absolutely
they're the silent but deadly type, so be ready, because those guys are getting ready to start a fire. So
absolutely, man. I love what you guys are doing. Congrats on the purchase of the business. Super proud of you guys. I've been silently watching as well. So
yeah, me too. I've been stalking. You guys got it, man. Y'all keep your head up, keep driving.
Absolutely. All right, we got Matt Warner says, woo, love Mondays. Absolutely. All right, Chris is out. He says, got to go. Love you guys. Love you too, bro. All right. Justin says, Matt Warner is a man who doesn't need an energy drink to be at 100 miles an hour all the time.
Yeah.
You're not lying. You're not lying. You're absolutely right about that. And that's pure fact.
Yes.
But yeah, man, guys, if you aren't doing Monday like morning meetings, now that we're on the topic,
if you don't, you suck. Just so you know. Look, I don't care if if you've got 2 guys or you got 2,000 guys. You don't gather around on a Monday morning. It's just not worth it. I mean, that's like our kickoff to the week. That's our energy. You can tell how the weeks are going to go. We had a good one this week. Every once in a while, somebody pulls a rabbit out of their hat, and you're like, whoa, that really kind of hits home.
Yeah.
They all got meaning, purpose, and that kind of stuff. But those nuggets that you get out of those meetings are just something you can't replace.
Absolutely. And I was surprised that this past Monday morning or yesterday's meeting didn't go longer. I was expecting it to.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes like, all right, guys, we got to cut this. Let's go.
It was really good. I was expecting it to keep going, but I know that we were busy that day, so like we had to cut it off and go. But I was like, all right, this is a good one.
Yeah.
He hasn't even asked if anybody wants to share yet. He's just spitting fire over here. But yeah, guys, if you're not doing that at your company, think about it. Go read some motivational like books, listen to a motivational speaker, get yourself some ideas to pump your guys up, pour into them on Monday morning, pour into them every day, but of course more on Monday mornings. Like when you're having that meeting, that just sets the tone for the week.
First win, man. It's the first win. Everybody gets there. It's the win that we start the week with. So little wins equal big wins.
Absolutely. Chris loves the analogy of wins are like snowballs. You know, so if we start off with a win, we get another win, it just gets bigger, and it grows, and it gets easier to get wins as you go. So if you're not doing that, implement it into your company, guys. I promise you it'll pay off. Even if it's 30 minutes, don't think about the time. Just think about what you're doing for your guys and your team at the end of the day.
Yep, that's definitely a fact, man. There's so much stuff out there now, man. There's I listen to a podcast called Motiversity, and they got some really cool stuff in there.
Yeah.
Whenever you listen to it, and they've got some that are like 10 minutes long, all the way up to an hour long. But yeah, you definitely get little nuggets from that. That'll definitely help you.
Yeah, I mean, I like podcasts. I like podcasts like in the morning. I like pretty much talk radio in the morning to probably about noon, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
I've gotten a little bit older. I don't want to listen to music in the morning. So I do listen to my fair share of podcasts in the morning. Mine are not so much motivational because I wake up fucking ready to go. Anyways, I actually truly love what I do, y'all. I actually really do. So I wake up ready to go. But I listen to some pretty cool podcasts, guys. If you're out there, go check out my podcast, the one that you're watching right now. But
share
also,
it, like it, get it out there.
Do yourself a favor, start listening to some podcasts. It's a giant world out there.
And when Billy came to work for us, I love this podcast that he's got, man. It's different than everybody else's. Most of the podcasts you see out there, the guys are owners, operators, and everything else. And when you take a guy that's in the field every day and you let him come on here and talk about what he does, meet people, do that kind of stuff, man, it's just a total different aspect of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to find that, and you think about like your social media influencers and stuff. Those aren't the people that own the business.
No.
They're the people that are trying the products or pushing the products, that kind of stuff. Those are the, all of us go out there and say, hey, what's for dinner? What can we cook? And you go find an influencer you like, or, hey, what about this product? That's what's kind of cool about this. It's not necessarily somebody who owns something.
Right. Right. See, and also just a little side note, but I was thinking last night after booking you and everything, I booked a couple more for the upcoming weeks. And I was like, because I tried the whole startup spotlight thing. I reached out to a lot of new startup companies and they were too scared and nervous to come on.
Hey, I got a solution for that. Just call and have a videographer. When they show up, you're like, hey, what's this guy doing here? Oh, he's here to shoot you a video. No, he's not. Yes, he is. And then you get this phone call. Hey, I paid for that, so you've got to stay. What?
Tell that story.
So I've been here about 2-3 months. Chris goes over to our other branch in Louisiana. He's like, hey, man, did you meet a guy out at the job site? I'm like, okay. He's like, can you fill in for him? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I show up. It's our videographer. I'm like, oh, no. I'm like, I know where this is going. And I get a text message. You're fine, Bree. Just do your thing, kid. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So I get out of the car and the guy's like, hey, I'm supposed to be shooting some content with you. I'm like, with me or with the guys? I was told I was just supposed to meet you here. Yeah. Needless to say, that was the first time I was ever on camera. And it was like, man, I was ready to throw up the trash can. And it's like, this is crazy. So I get done. About 10 minutes later, I get a text. I'm like, you good, bud? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm good. From that point on, it hasn't really bothered me. It's like, get out of the comfort zone. So
yeah, man. And, I tell this story all the time because people ask me like, aren't you nervous on the podcast and stuff? I'm like, yes, I am.
Yeah,
I'm actually absolutely nervous. I'm not fully nervous every single time anymore, but it took a lot to get here.
Oh, yeah.
It took a lot of confidence building. I would just go live on some of the fence groups here and there just to put my feelers out, see what I would get. And as the time went on, it just got easier and easier and easier. And I stopped caring what people said more and more and more and more. And it just blew up from there.
Yep. Can't be afraid to get outside the comfort zone. Man.
Absolutely,
that's
guys.
The key to it.
And always remember that you're going to have haters no matter what you're doing.
No matter what you're doing.
All right. You're going to have people who dislike you, people who love you, no matter what you are doing in life. So just.
Hey, and all my haters out there, if you need a hug, just show up, man. I love giving out hugs.
Oh, man. All right. Okay. Good question. All right. We got Mr. Owen King. Who is Dylan King's brother, guys, who is also Sean King's oldest son?
No, Sean's Owen's not the oldest.
No.
He's just the one that can build a hell out of fence.
Yes, he can. He says, what's up, guys? Much love. Let's hear your favorite, most efficient sales vehicle.
So I drive the quote car, the little blue Jeep. As far as my favorite one, we have this Tacoma I really like. But Chris told me to stay out of it, get back in my Jeep because it gets better gas mileage. I burn the roads up. But
does the Jeep really get better gas mileage?
Oh, yeah, it does. It gets really good gas mileage.
I didn't know that.
Especially after I put an air filter in it. It's like, has this thing ever been changed? He's like, yeah. I was like, no, it hasn't.
No, it hasn't.
But no, as far as my favorite vehicle, I mean, something flashy. Make sure when you pull up in the neighborhoods that you are definitely the most attention there. Matter of fact, we had a storm. I found this flashing light in the Connex, and I put it on top of the car. And Chris is like, "Take that off." He's like, "That's for the airport." I'm like, "Dude, you know how awesome it is to pull up somebody's yard and turn on the flashing lights?"
Hold on, guys. I got this really giant mini Jeep.
Yeah. So, but something to draw attention to is definitely what you need for a quote vehicle. I mean, hell, into Sean's, he put me in this giant monster truck to drive around the neighborhoods. But no, I like my Jeep. I like my chrome Jeep. It's pretty cool. So,
was that your first time driving that truck?
Yeah, and it tells me he's leaving. It scares the crap out of me. So
yeah. I don't know, 3, 4, 5 trips ago to Evansville. I don't even remember what we were doing. We needed gasoline, and Sean was like, "Here's my keys. Take my truck." And I was like, "Your truck? I don't want to drive that." He was like, "You'll be fine. Just take it." I'm like, "Can I drive this truck?" He's like, "No, just take my truck." Guys, if you've never been up to up to Indiana, them little tiny back roads are small.
Oh yeah, they're really small, especially when you're out there in the middle of nowhere, and you're like, "Oh, Google's taking you all over the place," and you're like, "Oh, this is not a good idea."
Yeah, like I'm used to driving big trucks, but we're talking about a big truck.
Yeah,
big truck, and I was like, how far is the gas station? I was like, okay, it's 0.5 miles away. I'm good. But yeah, man. So something fuel efficient, something flashy, guys. Definitely get yourself a wrap.
It will pay for itself, guys, and track it. Track whenever you get your calls in and stuff. See where people are seeing and that kind of stuff. I think this town thinks we have like 50 of those cars. As a matter of fact, I pulled up on a job day. It's like, I see that car everywhere. I'm like, it's me. She's like, huh? I'm like, we only have one of these. We got a big super fencer that's blue, but there's only one car that's this color. So definitely the wrap's worth the money. So
yeah, that, and I can tell whenever it's Josh coming back on 90 and I'm going this way, I'm like, oh, there's Josh. We both honk at each other.
Yeah, you don't hide in our quote crack.
No, not at all. But guys, it doesn't have to be a chrome flashy wrap like we have. If you ain't got the money for that, don't do it.
Sticker package, just something.
Get yourself something. Get some decals on there. Get a phone number. Get what you have to offer on there, and just let it roll. Let it hit the town. Let it roll. It's free advertising.
And
right?
I tell you, one thing I do is like when I park in places like just say the kids ballpark or something like that. I always park in the front.
Yeah,
I don't ever try to I always park close to the road and that kind of stuff. I mean, you think there's busy roads around here, you find a busy road and park that beside it. It's free advertisement.
Yep, absolutely. And you got way better turning radius, that way you can park in the front versus all the other trucks. If it's my truck, I'm parking in the back, and I'm not trying to get in and out of a parking lot.
No, absolutely.
But guys, we got a couple more comments. We got, let's see, Evan Gardner says, Chris. It's like they're talking to each other.
Yeah.
Anyways, Chris Gass, John Tell Jackson will be calling you shortly, sir. How are you doing, Mr. Chris Gass? Guys, if you don't know who John Tell Jackson is, he is Uncle John on social media. I have him booked for next week. He will be on the podcast. Awesome guy, really awesome guy. He's one of those guys who does charity work for his like community.
Yeah, he does charity work, and basically does it all. He does the materials, or
everything's free of charge.
So he's a great guy, got a great cause going on. He definitely cares about his community and what's going on. But the cool thing about the guy is he wants to learn how to do it right.
Yes.
He's not just out there like, because I'm doing it free, I don't really care. He wants to do things the right way for people. I was really impressed with that. So
yeah, absolutely. Really, really, really super down to earth guy. I can't wait to do our charity project here in Pensacola.
Yep.
Because we are planning that.
Yeah,
it's not going to be right now, but it's
when I talked to him last time, I said, "Hey man, if you got something in the area you want me to look at, just give me a shout. I don't mind going and put my eyes on it for you."
Yeah.
Because he's a little ways away, but he does want to help everybody. So
yep. So whenever we were talking, whenever he was here for the training, his goal is to do a charity job in every state. I don't know how long it is, but that's his goal. So
yeah, I think he could do it. He seems like the type of guy that, when he sets his mind to something.
Absolutely. And he's got enough YouTube followers to do that. So guys, if you haven't heard of Uncle John, go look him up on Facebook. It is Uncle John, just like I just said, not how it's spelled down here. Mr. Chris Gass and Evan Gardner are having a conversation. They say, Evan Gardner, I just got the phone with him. Real cool guy. Yes, he is. Yes, real cool guy. All right, we got a donut.
I love me some gas, man. Good people.
Same here. Same here. I need to finally get you on the show. Are you about ready yet, Chris? Because the first time I asked you, you said you weren't ready to.
Man, you better be ready for the energy if you're going to do that.
Oh, dude, I'm ready for the energy, bro.
We might do a morning show then in a nighttime.
I'm so ready for the energy, man. Yeah. He said he wasn't ready to share his story yet when I asked him last. Granted, it was probably about a year ago. So,
hey, if you feel like gonna pity yourself, give that guy a call, man. He'll make you feel like, yeah,
so
yeah, dude. He'll definitely.
He will light a bonfire up under your ass. It's not even a fire. It's a giant bonfire. I mean, I'm telling you what, like. I was struggling the first couple of weeks, quitting smoking cigarettes, and
not the guy to call.
No. He purposely called Chris whenever he knew I was at work. It was always in the morning, and he would ask. He would tell Chris, "Hey, on the phone to Billy." So he would, hey man, you still doing good? Yes sir, I am. Yep. And so, guys, if you need any motivation, man, hit him up, bro. He'll light a fire under your ass.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Justin Menace says, haters gonna hate. I'm nervous every time I go live, but have to be confident in yourself. Same principle in selling. Be confident, have courage, and educated in product and services, and sell the hell out of whatever you're offering.
Yep. Believe in what you're selling, man. If you don't believe in it, you'll never sell it.
Absolutely. Absolutely, guys. And just remember, like, for those guys who have wants and dreams to go live and are too nervous, just remember,
click the button.
You are just talking to a camera.
Click the button, man. Don't be scared.
There's nobody there to actually judge you face to face, and that's all that matters at the end of the day, right? Yep. Is a face to face judgment, right? So, click the button. Don't worry about if you stutter or if you trip over words. You know what? Actually, people like that.
Yep, that's the real.
That's
the real part, man.
That's the real
stuff that's
part.
Edited to the T. They don't care about any of that. People want to see real.
People want to see real human interactions, you being a real human. So, guys, if you are, teetering whether or not to, start going live or start doing a podcast, just do it.
Yep, go live, man.
Just do it.
Just click the button, you'll be all right.
Yep. All right. Well, you got any closing thoughts for us? Because we are coming up on time, and my stomach just growled. So it's about time for dinner.
Guys, just do your thing. If you got questions, man, y'all feel free to reach out to me. I don't mind helping people. Educate your customers. Don't be afraid to sell unafraid.
There we go. Just like Mr. Nick said, get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yep.
It's part of the job, to be honest with you.
It really is, man. And don't be afraid to know. Don't be afraid to push the envelope. You'll find that place where somebody's like, oh wow, this. So sometimes when you put your customer in an uncomfortable position, that you'd be amazed what comes out of it.
Also, don't be afraid to say no as well.
Yeah, okay? Protect your company, guys. That is, I will tell you, that is a very big thing. I was taught by my mentor years ago. Protect your company. It's okay. Yeah, everybody's slow right now, but it's okay to walk away from one. Don't put your company you work for, anything in a bad position.
Yeah,
you're all right to walk away. It's just money. We'll figure out a way to make more later on.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, with that said, we got one more comment. We got Mr. Chris Gass says, I appreciate you guys. We all have something to offer one another. It's our choice whether we are infecting or affecting.
Boom. That's it.
That is right there. That is the truth bomb of the night on the podcast right there. So, guys, like we said earlier, just be positive. Let's not try to tear each other down. You ain't got to love somebody to like somebody, right?
Hey, we all just tolerate each other. We'll be good, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, guys, with that said, we have upcoming events. Let's see. I have a training 13th and 14th of February.
Yep.
What'd you just do?
The Academy. We got a retreat coming up.
Got the retreat coming up as well. Fence Tech is coming up in 2 weeks. Guys, I do believe the retreat is all booked, though.
Okay. Well, there's next year. Go ahead and get yourself in your budget and get prepared for next year. Then
get yourself in that budget. Go ahead and start putting money aside. Do that. Also, guys, go ahead and put the Fence Show in Las Vegas on your calendar as well. If you can't make it to Fence Tech, at least make it to the Las Vegas Fence Show. Like we said earlier, great time, and the networking beats out anything, hands down.
100% worth every dollar.
Yeah. Guys, I got Mr. Uncle John on the show next week. Don't miss it. It's going to be a great one. We're probably not going to do too much talking about fence. We're going to go outside of the realm. We're going to go into, his world. So take what you can from social media marketing, because this man has done it.
Oh yeah.
He's
Smart
done
guy.
it. Super smart guy. Guys, we'll see y'all here next Tuesday, 7:30. Y'all have a wonderful night.
Appreciate it, guys.